Yep. Yeah.
It's me, my thoughts, the electricity, the current. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? It's
Yep.
perfect, peaceful time.
Yeah. Yep.
So my next questions, if you could say something uplifting to a new artist or upcoming artist, or maybe even to yourself as a young artist,
Yeah.
what words of encouragement or upliftment would you say to them?
To do it scared.
Oh, perfect, perfect.
To do it scared. It is a thing that I tell my students all the time. It is a thing I have to tell myself.
Me too. Same.
And I'm blatantly honest with my students and those I mentor. And I tell them I have no problem sharing my age. I am 53 years old. It is a blessing to be 53. I know people who did not make it to 53.
Yeah.
Um, every day I get older. When we started this conversation, I was younger.
Yes.
I will never be that young again. I am 45 minutes older now, right? Being scared is so what? So what? Fear is typically a lack of knowledge.
Right.
And we
Or
think that,
insecurity.
yeah,
I feel like everyone should be scared. Scared is good.
hmm,
Like you said, it shouldn't paralyze you.
yeah,
That turns into fear. And to me, insecurity and being scared, that turns into fear, and it
yep,
stops you. With being scared, it kind of, your nervous system is awake. The
yeah,
synapses are
yep,
moving. It's
yep,
okay to be scared because
yeah,
we had our nervous system has the fight or flight. So it's a
yeah,
natural state of being.
yep.
It's
It's
just that you
supposed
can't
to,
can't
yeah.
stop there though. You
All
can't.
it is a warning.
Yeah.
Hey, this is something new. We have not done this before.
Right.
All it is a warning, right? And with that, depending on the way you choose to approach it, because you can, we have choices. We can, you know, the reason why you and I say it's not a choice to do that thing is because we don't let it be a choice. We
Right.
choose to do it. However, there are people who I do believe deny the call.
For sure. For
I
sure.
don't know how they live with themselves. I think there's a lot of people who are not in their right state of mind because they deny the call,
I hear you. Agreed.
right?
And
So
not just
doing
with
it
the art.
scared,
And not just with the arts. There's other folks that I've met that, they should be doing something else, but like you said, they deny like, I don't understand it either, Stacey. How do you move every day knowing, getting that nudge every day? I'm like, I don't understand.
I definitely don't understand either, but I will say that is what I encourage. I encourage myself to do. I encourage my students to do. It's
Be
not worth the regret of
Mhm.
not doing it. And you don't know what is on the other side of the fear.
Exactly.
So, and I always
Woo!
have to add this because I'm also a parent, right? So I'm like,
Dropping gems,
okay,
you dropping gems.
yeah, I got it. Well, but I was gonna say, like, don't jump off of buildings, right? like, let me be responsible of what I'm saying here. Like, I remember my son telling me in high school he was parkouring and jumping off his school and this and that, and I'm like, oh my god, like, do not do this, right? Do not do that. I did not need to know that. Um, I'm not saying that, right? But what I'm saying is there are healthy fears that we should embrace. Now, if I say this at the same time, popping wheelies when we were kids, that could be dangerous. Riding on the back of somebody's bike in traffic between cars, could be dangerous and things. But at the same time, I feel like we got to live and there's certain adventure that we have to have in life. So I'm not saying don't live and be adventurous. Um, but let's be responsible and intelligent and also embrace the fear that will grant us the victory on the other side of that fear. That is the promise. That's the beautiful thing about it, right? We know that on the other side of this thing, on the other side of fear, the unknown is the victory.
Yeah.
It is the promise of being a stronger, smarter artist, getting to the next level of your practice, opening up a brand new world of possibilities that we might not have seen before,
Right.
right?
So do you
Or
think there's a way, I'm sorry to cut
no,
you off.
go ahead, go ahead.
Do you think there's a way, a calculated or strategic way to prepare for that victory? I mean, one of my next questions is, do you have a daily routine? So our
Yeah.
practice that you do every day. So I try to
Hmm.
keep my sketchbook every day. Other folks that I've spoken to or interviewed try to exercise every day, take a walk, or
Hmm.
spend times meditating. Is there something that you incorporate into your daily practice?
I do. And I think the summer is really when it comes into a stronger balance because I'm not teaching, right? I
Mm,
don't have students twice a day and almost 3 hour classes with meetings in between, community service things in the evening.
right.
Right now, I get up between like 5 and 6 a.m. and I'm in the gym.
Nice.
Um, and I come home from the gym. My routine is different every day. Most days is leg day. I say every day is leg day.
Nice.
But usually every day is stretching. I do, depending on the day, I might stretch for an hour. That's my favorite thing to do in the gym is stretch because
Good reminder.
yeah, it was a few years ago. I had a lot of body pain. I was suffering from plantar fasciitis.
Mm,
My body was super tight, and it took me going through physical therapy. First, getting it properly diagnosed as plantar fasciitis, getting the right shoes, doing the right exercises, a morning routine of massaging my feet and stretching my tendons, going to the gym and stretching, and it was months and months of stretching. Some days I would go to the gym and just stretch. I would break out in a full sweat from
wow.
just stretching.
Do you think this
Beautiful
mo-
morning routine. That is part of my morning routine. When I come home from the gym, I go into the garden, and my wife and I are eating out of our garden every day.
I've seen your
And
post on your food. That's amazing, and I want to commend
mhm.
you for that and congratulate you. I want to get to that level because I have a few edibles, not edibles. I have a few a few
Right
veggies.
on, right on.
I have a
Listen, we
few.
need that too sometimes.
Hey, I do have some vegetables and um some fruit. I have a lemon bush. My
Yep.
bush is not
Oh,
working out, but I have
okay.
peppers and a couple. I got my first zucchini and
Oh yeah.
small things, but I commend you on that. Do you think that stretching and being sort of in communion with your body in the morning kind of puts you in a better creative space?
Absolutely. I have more energy. I'm eating differently. Um and I don't, I'm just gonna just be candid for a moment. My regularity is crazy, right? like I like being. I hear like older people talk about how talk about their
They
regularity,
really
right?
do. Hey,
And
I grew
I
up
was
with
like, oh my
grandma.
god, I've become that older person talking about my regularity. But it's something I do take a point of pride in because I know what I put in my body and how my body responds.
No, that
I
will
know
kill you
how.
though. To be honest and be very serious, if you aren't, that literally is what will kill you. Is that
Yeah,
stuff
you are
backing
literally
up?
full of it.
Yeah. No, for real. Like
Yeah,
we're laughing, but that's
mhm.
a real thing. Like
It's a
you,
real thing. You got to get those toxins out.
yeah.
Um, that's part of my morning routine. Like literally before I go, I wake up, my body is like a clock. I will wake up, I'll start walking around. I got to go handle that,
No,
right?
that's perfect advice for young people is to make sure your diet uh is part of it, not necessarily your fitness, but it is
Mhm.
like
It is.
you gotta take care of your vessel. You really do,
Yeah.
and that's part of
Yeah,
it. Like getting rid of the
absolutely.
toxins and waste, man. Like you said, clog you up, but that'll clog you up mentally too.
Yes, absolutely. Um, if your body is not functioning properly, your first, and let me just back up, your first line of defense, your first medicine is the food you put in you.
100%.
I don't rely on going to the doctor. I go to the doctor annually, and honestly, I think I might be I might be a year or so behind. I actually need to set up a doctor's appointment um, to go meet with my doctor just to get a checkup, just
Yeah.
because it's annual checkup time. Usually, I do that in the summer, and I go um, just to see, how things are doing. Just like getting the inspection on the car, you've driven a certain number of miles, you get an oil change. You got to take care of your body. If I heard somebody say this, and it's so true, you and when think about it, you don't get a spare body.
Hey,
You don't get a backup,
yeah.
right? And if you don't take care of where you live as you are drinking out of your NutriBullet, I got that too. I already know. I know the jar. I know that. That's the NutriBullet. I know
And
that.
that's that beetroot, the strawberries and bananas,
Mm-hmm.
a little bit of
Yep.
vegan protein.
Yeah. Yeah. I rock with that too, right?
Ooh.
So, and I'm not saying like I don't know what my weight is now. I know I've dropped a lot of weight and I know I've gained a lot of muscle. I have a routine. I had a routine in the past of dropping a certain amount of weight and I would get happy and then I would eat crazy.
Oh no.
I'm not even giving that myself. I know I'm not even close to my weight goal. And I'm not going to put the pressure on myself because weight goes like this as you're dropping it. You gain more muscle, you're going to weigh more. And I could feel depressed and defeated because I weigh more.
Mm,
I'm not stressing that right now. I am going to work on the goal and it is daily. So it is my water intake, it is my vegetable intake. I am eating salad out of my garden every day. I'm eating cilantro and bok choy, putting that in my smoothie every day, right? My energy level is much higher. Now, we're talking about art and creation. Art is what I do. I
sure.
gotta take care of myself so I can do the thing that I'm called to do.
Sure.
There is no plan B. It is the art.
Yeah, I just had a conversation with the artist about that. Like, this is sometimes people think your daily art practice is just the pen, the paper. That no, it's everything we do as artists is part of our art practice.
Yeah, I don't, at this time, at this particular time, I'm not even drawing a lot. I'm reading more.
That's art. That's part of your art practice.
Absolutely.
My professor, Raymond Saunders, I give him all the credit.
Mhm,
He told us that in my what senior year, 20s, in my 20s, early 22, 23, had no idea what the man was talking about. But
mhm.
as you progress and get older, like, oh, this is what he means that everything is art making. What
Yeah.
you put in your body is art. What the decisions you make when you go shopping,
Yep.
right? The clothes you put on, whether you choose to exercise,
Mhm.
the food you consume, but also the books, the TV, all those
Yep.
things you're consuming, that
Mhm.
is part of the art making process.
Absolutely. I am doing a lot of audiobooks right now. I love audiobooks. Um, I just finished reading Sky Full of Elephants by Sibo Campbell, Sky Full of Elephants. Amazing. I just finished reading that. I'm reading Ring Shout by, I might get the name wrong. Let me see. I don't want to, yeah, Ring Shout is by P. Jelly Clark. I'm not even sure if I'm pronouncing that right. So if you know, P. Jelly Clark sees this, I'm sorry for jacking up your name. I
What's the name
did
of the
hear it
book?
correctly on the Audible. Sorry for jacking it up, but I'm reading your book.
What's the
Shouts
name of the
out to
book?
you. Say the name of the book is called Ring Shout. It
I'll
is
put that
a really dope audio book so far. I am in the first chapter still. Like I just started it today.
put that in the description. No, I'm reading the James Patterson murder
Hmm.
mystery series. I
Uh-huh.
just saw the Aldous Hodge version
Yeah.
of
Okay.
Cross. And I was
Uh-huh.
like, let me look at the source material. Let me read the James. So I've got like 8 books to read, and I'm on number 2. But man, those are
Okay.
good. Those are good. And then I'm also reading. Well, actually, I just realized I'm not reading it yet, but I'm gonna order the. I didn't know The Running Man, the classic 80s movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger. I didn't know that was from a Stephen King book.
I didn't know that either.
So I saw that on the preview. I'm like, I'm gonna get that book now because I used to be a huge. He's problematic. He said some weird stuff.
Uh-huh.
He's had some he's a little problem, but I love his writing. But I acknowledge that he's
Yeah.
problematic, so don't at me.
Nah, I don't do stuff like that. Like here's the thing. Anybody that wanna, we gonna cancel this person. I'm not into the cancel culture like that. I'm like, especially for black people. My thing is, we know we got problematic folks. We all are that way. Like I'm not about to throw away like King David and Noah and the Bible and like because of like seriously, you know what I'm saying? That I grew up on that, right? You know how problematic some of them people are? Like I'm not
Sure.
about to throw away like King Solomon. Like
I'm gonna say,
like
why do we have the Psalms because of David and Solomon?
you
The
say I'm saying
warnings on how to
absolutely, but
conduct yourself.
yeah, but these folks have people murdered and all kinds of crazy stuff. I'm like, this folks was wilding, you know what I mean?
I
But
mean,
at the
David's
same,
checking out his neighbor's wife.
I
Come
know
on,
that's what I'm saying. He put put her husband on the front line of a battle so he could be killed, so he could have his woman.
wife.
But David had all these other women. It's
Yes,
crazy. He's like, no, but I want that one,
I want that.
right? Problematic, absolutely. But guess what? I'm not gonna throw out that wisdom, right? So why
Right.
am I saying all that? Like, there's a lot of I can't throw myself out. We all got a past,
Yeah. And a
and
future.
I
We're
think
not
that
perfect.
say no, right, we're not perfect, and the path to our success is littered with a lot of things that we have to overcome. That is just life. So I'm not really with that. I don't really, I don't know what Stephen King said, whatever, but you take what works for you. You take like it's hard. Like you cannot throw away if we cancel R. Kelly, which a lot of people say we cancel R. Kelly. Don't you better not be listening to R. Kelly. I'm like, my thing is, you gonna throw away Aaliyah too?
Uh-oh. See,
You gonna throw away the production or
I'm,
just the songs that he wrote that he sang?
I'm
You
gonna,
gonna
I'm
throw
gonna,
away her? You gonna throw away Aaliyah?
I'm gonna,
Like
I'm
it's
gonna
not that
smoothly,
it's not that clean.
I'm gonna smoothly segue into my next question. On
Yeah,
that note,
no, no, no. Hey, you listen. AV Jetta did not say this. Stacey Robinson said this. Y'all want to get at me? Get at me. Right? That's fine. I'll take all that heat. I'm with
that he wants to
it.
smoke, not me. I don't want any of
I'll
that.
take all that smoke. I'm with it. It ain't that clean.
So my next question is: art political or the act of art? Is it always political when you make art, or is it just subjective?
Oh, I love your questions. I read through these. I appreciate those. I appreciate this question. I don't know how not to be political.
Hmm.
I try. I have a series of works that I created where I'm trying not to be political.
That's tough.
It's hard because everything I make comes out of a thinking and a meaning and a reference, a series of materials that are referenced. It
Yeah.
is hard to make work that is not political. So I just stopped trying.
Mm,
Every once in a while, I will try something that is loose and abstract. But even there, it starts to become meaningful.
yeah.
You know, it starts to become referenced,
The
right?
personal is political, and I feel like speaking to other artists, like I spoke to Maya Kobe, and they reminded me the choices of media, that's political, right?
Hmm.
Because some folks have the access to like oil paints,
Hmm.
access to time because it takes months and months for that to dry. Not
Hmm.
everyone can set aside that type of time and
Right.
maybe paint landscapes or flowers that go over your couch. Like who
Yep.
can afford to do that? That's a
Yeah.
political part of it too, right?
Yeah. Absolutely. Um, I think even my choice of media. So we're talking about this, right? I'm a graphic designer by trade. Um, my choice of media is because it's political. I can get
Mm,
the work done. And if you talk to John Jennings, let's get my best friend, still consider him a mentor. We have so much in common, so much in common, and many of the reasons we work digitally is because of the immediacy and the expediency in which we can get the work out into the public,
Yes.
like just to be able to move faster. And he is fast. He is ridiculously fast. I want to be that fast.
And that's a choice. That's a political choice.
That's a choice. Even his style is a political choice.
Yeah.
Um, but I know black abstract artists. One of my favorites is Sam Gilliam. Highly political,
For
but the
sure.
work is abstract. But
I
it's
just,
highly political.
yeah, I just did a portrait of him for Black History Month and looked
Mm,
at his work and his drapings.
mm-hmm.
Super evocative. So
Yeah.
nuanced, but very political.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. But at the same time, I like to challenge myself. Do I have to be political?
Mm.
No, I have a choice, right? But my calling keeps calling, right? So every once in a while I'll test it.
That's hard, man. That's a hard one.
But it's hard, right? And I'm okay with being political. I know a friend of mine, she sells pieces like 50, 100,000 a painting or a print. She will do that. And for me, I would love to be able to do that. Can I do that? I believe I can do that as well.
Mhm.
But there's a place in my mind where I want people to have my work who cannot afford that.
Ah, okay.
Right now, can I do both? I think I can do both of those things. I want to experiment with being able to do those things.
I think we should
But
personally.
yeah, I think I deserve it. Like I want, but at the same time, I want to make sure that the hood can afford my work. I want
Right.
them to have, and not to say that everything got to be $5. Now, come on, don't play me. You know what I mean? Don't play me. The work is deserving of more than that.
But I also,
But
I firmly, because I do smaller zine fest, I firmly
uh-huh,
do create work specifically with that in mind and turn them
yeah,
into things that, I'm not necessarily highly profitable, but you're gonna put a price that's appropriate, but I make
yeah,
work specifically to be sold, like stickers or
yep,
bookmarks or
yeah,
little postcards, so that I can
mm-hmm,
afford to make them and not go
yep,
broke myself, but they're
yep.
made to be sold for $5, $10.
Right. And that's a different thing, right? And these are choices, right? And they're not right or wrong choices. They're not. I believe that wherever we are, where we define our agency, that is Afrofuturism,
Mm,
right?
mm,
Or rather, that's the Afrofuturism that I'm interested in, because we can be in futures where we don't decide our agency.
right.
And as long as we're present, that is still Afrofuturism.
Mm,
However, I'm very particular about how I write about it, think about it, and draw it, right? Or collage about it. Even the collaging is political in a sense. And I'm referencing Romare Bearden a lot in my collages. He is one of my top five of favorite artists. And
but you also
um,
reference a lot of heritage, a lot of legacy and
mhm,
history of Black people in America
mhm,
and in the
mhm,
greater diaspora. So,
yep,
the intention may not necessarily be political in one particular direction, but the impact, I feel
yeah.
even if you didn't know the particular history of a people, spiritually or energetically, the essence of what you're saying is there by those choices that you're making.
Yeah. But I also think art is a journey, and you can't figure it out from the sidelines. You
Mm,
can't you can't look at the art over there and say, "Okay, I'm going to do this when I figure this out."
right,
You got to do it and figure it out along the way.
for sure,
You got to build the road as you're walking on it.
for sure.
The tar ain't dry. The paint ain't dry. Like you got to figure that out. And it's um there is no other way to do that. Even if you are a researcher and you say, you know what, I'm going to research, I'm going to read all these books before I start my series. Even the reading of those books, you're thinking about the ideas, you're formulating, right? That's part of the process too. I'm not doing a lot of drawing and collaging at this very moment, but I'm reading. I watch a lot of film, especially horror, but I'm not even watching a lot of horror film right now. I am reading.
Well,
I'm
you know, they
listening.
say that you can't pour from an empty cup.
That's true. I've gotten to that point, right? It has actually gotten to that point where and I know this is one of the other questions too, for me to get to the next stage or the next body of work, I had to refill.
Hmm.
I give a lot. As a professor, I give a lot to my students. I am the graduate coordinator for our graduate program, so it is my responsibility in many ways. It's a the team of us, but it is partly my responsibility to make sure that students are on track for graduation, on track for their research and things. I work across three programs in our university,
But you have to
right?
pour into yourself. You really do.
And I make it a habit of exhausting myself, and I had to learn the hard way that the people I pour into are not the same people who can give back to me. They can't pour into me.
Right.
They don't have the resources that I need. Um, so in that recharging and thinking about that, it is sometimes pulling back from the thing I want to do, the making, and
Mm,
to refuel myself through reading, through writing,
sure.
right? Yeah. And through
So,
DJing also. I'm a DJ. Like so through I'm right now I'm listening to Tony Allen and Fela Kuti
nice.
and Fela's Sons. I'm listening to a lot of Afrobeat, right? Um
I just
uh,
got into some UK artists that
okay.
I'm really falling in love with. I just heard one today. I'll send you a chat. I can't
Okay.
remember her name off top right now, but also I just discovered you might know. I don't know if you know this person, Cleo Soul from the
Oh
UK.
yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
he,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah. I spent some oh man, I have a mix where I mix um Cleo Soul has a song called One Love,
okay.
right? I mixed that with Bob Marley's One Love and Nas's One Love.
Oh man.
Oh my
Ooh,
God.
that's tight.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Ooh, speaking of dealing with working with your students, and I asked other artists this as well. People often talk about the best gift that they've ever received. What do you think is the best gift that you've ever given? And it doesn't have to be material.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I thought about that question. That was a question. I was like, oh, maybe we won't get to that question. I will. I don't know if it's the best one, but I will say though that I give sincerely from myself to those that I love. And I don't mean those who are that I'm necessarily close to. I'm not close to my students necessarily, right? Um, but I give to them sincerely. And it is a giving that, once again, they cannot give back to me,
Right, right.
right? Not in that way. They might fuel me with their presence. Sometimes I learn from them too. I think, as I was told, to teach is to learn twice, I believe, and sometimes people say to learn three times, like when you teach. I think that is the best thing that I can give, um, of my sincerity
Okay.
and everything that I do, and the encouragement and I tell my students, and I say my students, but those I mentor, for example, I tell them of the mistakes that I've made.
Okay.
right? Because I always tell them, I don't want you to make my mistakes. I want you to go make new mistakes.
Mm,
Learn from mine,
okay.
right? Don't take on that job that you were told not to take on, that freelance job, that because you're trying to make this little bit of money, and by the time you make all the corrections and fix all the things, you've
Ooh,
worked for $5 an hour.
what a lesson to learn.
Yeah, oh, I've done
Ooh,
that.
that's why I couldn't understand. Oh my God, I've done that.
Yep. And that's why I still keep mentors, right? That story, that thing that I just shared was something that John told me not to take on a freelance job. It was laying out a book. And I'm
Um,
like, and I think I was going to get like $1,200 or something like that. By the time I had done all of those corrections, I did not have time to do it. I think it was my first semester of teaching.
oh,
I was doing, I think it was less than minimum wage.
wow.
And he told me not to do that. I didn't listen because I saw $1,200 or whatever. Now that funky $1,200. Now, but not to say that it's not important, right? If you need 1,200, you need 1,200. But for me, there are times where I need to pass over
Yeah,
certain things
for
for
sure.
peace
Yeah.
and for calm. The money is not the motivation. Now, am I motivated by money? Um, somewhat. I think we have to be. We
We
got to
all
be
have to
somewhat
survive.
capitalist,
Yeah.
as artists. But I don't chase every opportunity that promises money. That is, I no. I've had to learn how to not do that.